Hey riders, Steve Merker here. I'm the Chief Bike Guy at the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation. Thank you so much for joining us on this Ride 101 intro session. I want to thank you also for taking on the dual challenge of riding your bike over 200 kilometers with some hills, and of course, raising over $2,500 and much more in some cases. In the 16-year history of the Ride to Conquer Cancer, we have raised $280 million. And with your help, we could raise over 20 million this year, which would make our 17-year total $300 million. I can tell you that has supercharged the research program here at the Princess Margaret, and it's making tangible impacts and changing the outcomes for patients who are being diagnosed now and in the future. So a heartfelt thank you from all of us at the foundation, and of course the researchers, clinicians, and support staff at the Princess Margaret. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will see you in June. Keep the rubber side down. Take care.
I am so excited to be riding alongside you this year. It is going to be my very first time seeing the ride from a bike. And I have commemorated my very first ride with this patch right here, and you can get yours too on Ride Weekend along with many others. This video is going to help you with understanding all the logistics of Ride Weekend, leading up to Ride Weekend, and so much more. So I'm going to let you know of the different topics that we will be talking about. And if you need to rewatch a specific segment later on, please scroll down on YouTube and you're going to see different time segments. If you click on the time, it will fast forward directly to that section that you're looking for, and you can just rewatch that portion. So today, we're going to be talking about topics like online check-in, what that means and how to do it. We're going to do an entire weekend overview and understanding more of the logistics of Ride Weekend. Whether you've been riding for many years or this is going to be your first ride, there's going to be a lot of helpful information there for you. We're also going to talk about how to prepare in advance of the ride, both in terms of training, nutrition, bike preparations, and so much more. We also want to make sure that all of our riders are safe, so we will talk a little bit more about safety and the reason why we're all here to raise funds for conquering cancer together. So we'll cover a little bit of information about fundraising, and we have a lot of special rewards programs and special promotions that we will talk about. And at the end, we will provide our contact information. If you did have any questions, big or small, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Now, I'm going to pass it over to the team who will dive right into online check-in to make sure that you get to the start line feeling ride ready. Over to you guys.
Hi riders, expedite your check-in process the morning of or at kit pickup by completing online check-in. Go to our ride website and click on online check-in from the drop-down menu.
Thanks, team. That was fantastic. Coming up next, our team is going to talk about what to expect on Ride Weekend. Whether you've seen it many times or this is going to be your first time seeing Ride Weekend, there are always logistics to go over, and you want to know what to expect, what time to expect it, and where to expect it. So we're going to dive right into that. Over to you guys.
If you checked in online after May 17, you're going to be picking up your kit from us in person from Wednesday, June 5th to Saturday morning. You can also pick up your milestone helmet or exchange your jersey at this time. To make sure you have everything that you need and to avoid any long lineups on Saturday morning, we highly encourage you to visit us during the week if possible. Friday before the ride, if you're going to be starting in Niagara, please note that your kit's going to be moved from Toronto to Niagara on Thursday evening. So your kit's going to be available at Niagara on Friday and Saturday morning. There will be a shuttle leaving Exhibition Place on Friday evening at 6 p.m. and heading to the Marriott on the Falls in Niagara. Secure overnight bike parking is going to be available on Friday at both start lines. We encourage you to drop off your bike between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. at your respective start line location, so you don't have to tow both your bike and luggage on Saturday morning. Please note that luggage drop-off is only going to be available on Saturday morning. If you're a cancer survivor and wish to be identified on your ride with the yellow flag, We would be honored to celebrate your recovery and honor your journey. For those starting in Toronto, we can help you install the flag on Friday between 2 and 7 p.m. at bike parking or on Saturday morning. For Niagara riders, flags will be available for installing on your bike on Saturday morning. You can refer to the event weekend details page on the website for all these details on location and schedules. Okay, now it's Saturday morning, day one of your epic ride. At each start line, starting at 6 a.m., you can check in and pick up your kit if you haven't done so yet, drop off your luggage, and enjoy coffee and breakfast. All riders must be on site by 7:30 a.m. as opening ceremonies start promptly at 8. So be sure to arrive early. New this year at the Toronto start line, there will be designated meeting areas where you can arrange to meet up with your team. The meeting points are marked by 12-foot feather flags with the letters A to G. Another new addition to the Toronto start line to help reduce some of the congestion in the first 10 kilometers of the routes are 3 separate start corrals for you to line up based on your average riding speed and will be marked as the Hammer and Experienced Riders Corral, Steady Pace Corral, and Social Pace Corral. The first wave to go out at 8:30 a.m. will be the Hammer and Experienced Riders Corral. This corral will be for all Hammer route riders and for those looking to ride at an average pace of 28 kilometers per hour or faster. The next group to leave is the Steady Pace Corral, which will leave around 5 minutes after. Line up in this wave if you will be riding at a steady pace of anywhere between 22 to 28 kilometers an hour. The final wave will be the Social Pace Corral. Line up here if you want to ride at a social or slower pace or if you're not sure of your average speed. Over to you, Sid.
So, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. You've taken off from the start line. No matter what route you are riding, the classic, the hammer, the shortcut, and whichever start line you are departing from, we are all cycling towards McMaster University in Hamilton. You are fully supported all day. You will notice road closures on specific parts of the route, police guidance at major intersections, moto safety, bike support, sweep vehicles, caboose trucks, and medical throughout the entire route. Please flag any of these down if you need support. You will find pit stops roughly every 25 to 30 kilometers. The pit stops are a great place to catch your breath and regroup with your team, but they are also fully stocked. Here you will find snacks, refreshments, washrooms, trained medical staff, and bike techs. When cycling this far, bike breakdowns are bound to happen. Our bike techs are ready to help with flat tires, chain brakes, and other minor repairs. In the case of major repair while en route, our sweep vehicles will take you to the next pit stop for full range support. You can access the official route maps, Strava links, and GPX files on our website. Please note these are subject to change. Additionally, placed in between the pit stops, you will find cheer stations. Please encourage your friends and family to come out and cheer you and the other riders along. Please check out our event weekend details page on our website to find out where these cheer stations are located.
On Saturday, McMaster Camp opens at 11 a.m. for all riders. Friends and family are welcome to join the riders at camp from 1 p.m. onwards. Dinner for riders will be available starting at 4 p.m. in the large dining tent, and there will also be food available to purchase for friends and family from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. All the routes on day one will close at 6 p.m. So if you don't think you're going to be able to make it to the finish line by this time, there will be support vehicles available to take you to camp. No rider is going to be left behind. You can call the number on your wristband for a pickup, as well as for any emergencies or mechanicals. Or you can just let one of our volunteers know en route or at a pit stop that you would like to be transported to the finish. The camp show is going to start promptly at 6 p.m. and it's usually around an hour. It's always a highlight of the ride weekend. At 7:30 p.m., one-day riders will take the shuttle to return to either Toronto or Niagara. And for those staying at camp, be sure to get to bed early to rest up for day 2. It's going to be an early one. On Sunday morning, breakfast will be available starting at 4:30 a.m. There will be shuttle pickups at our Hamilton-based hotel partners and Mohawk College at 5:15 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. The route opens at 6:30 a.m. and all riders must be en route by 7:30. You can expect the same amenities en route as in day 1. Over to you, Sid.
Congratulations, you've made it. We finished the ride right at Niagara Falls. You'll be able to feel the mist on your face as you cross that finish line. The exact address is 7200 Niagara Parkway. However, you really can't miss it. Please encourage your friends and family to come out. There is paid parking available at $10 a day, located at Rapids View parking lot. New this year, we will have plenty of cheer supplies and even a sign making station for them to be fully prepared to cheer you on as you cross the line. Please note the official route closes at 5 p.m. on day 2. However, like previously mentioned, no rider ever gets left behind. Your luggage will be there for you upon arrival, so you can take a quick shower and freshen up before joining the finish line party, because now it's time to bask in the glory of all that you just accomplished. Grab some food and a well-deserved beverage, and be sure to take a picture with your bike above your head at the iconic I Conquered It wall. Lastly, don't forget to register for the 2025 ride if you have not done so yet. We have some awesome registration incentives for you, happening now until the end of ride weekend.
Thank you so much, team. As I said, I will be a first-time rider myself, and so I found all of those logistics very helpful, and I cannot wait. Now, you may be wondering, what do I need to do leading up to the ride? Do I pick up my training? Do I slow down? What do I eat? What can I expect? What do I pack? So, Jan and Sarah are going to walk you through all of those. Over to you.
Now's the time to ensure that your equipment is dialed and ready to roll. Make sure your bike is all tuned up and you feel comfortable on the bike. We have lots of local bike shops who are supporters of the ride, so head over to our key event supporters page on the website for a list of outfitters that are offering special deals for our riders. They can help you do a once-over on your bike and make sure you have all the essential items that you should be carrying with you while riding.
Great idea. We'll also have on-site mechanics at our start lines for any last-minute touch-ups. They'll be at pit stops, camp, and there'll also be a fleet of mobile tech support across all of our routes in case you need anything. Riders, if you do pass someone who maybe needs some help, if you can, stop and help them. That would be great.
For what to pack, head over to the event weekend details page on the website. And if you do forget anything, Dornella's and Ski and Bike Niagara will be at the start lines, and Skis and Bikes will be at camp offering essential items for sale.
Try not to test out anything new over ride weekend that you haven't worn during your training. We want to make sure you're comfortable while you're riding and you don't run into any surprises. We also suggest to check the weather forecast before the weekend to gauge what clothes and layers you should bring. And don't forget comfy clothes and shoes for post-ride. This year, you might also want to pack a swimsuit.
Sarah, is there a swimming hole to jump into?
Not quite. Culture will be on site at camp with cold plunge therapy tubs. This will be a cool addition to help with recovery, along with our massage therapists at camp to soothe those tired legs. So pack a swimsuit and bring your towel to try it out.
That sounds so chill, Sarah. I'm sure after a long ride, that's going to feel great on the legs. One more thing leading into ride weekend. Try not to cram in any new training or new activities right before the ride to avoid any injuries or excessive strain on your body. You won't be gaining any more fitness the week leading into the event, so shorter efforts to stay active and sharp are encouraged though. It's best to trust in your training up to this point. Focus on getting enough sleep, eating well, and staying hydrated. There's going to be lots of support en route though if you do need a pickup for any reason. Taking in adequate fuel during your ride helps you feel good on the bike, makes the journey more enjoyable, and helps with recovery. Each person's different, so your fueling strategy should be personalized and practiced before you begin your ride. Generally, the longer your ride is and the higher the intensity, the more calories you're going to want, mainly from carbs for each hour of activity.
Eating enough carbs is key to avoiding that dreaded balk where your legs feel empty and it's a challenge to keep going. Try to eat often, every half hour to an hour is the norm. There'll be Perfect Sport electrolyte drinks, chrononutrient gels, Scratch energy chews, and other sweet and savory snacks available at the pit stops, which are every 20 to 30 kilometers, so you don't have to load up on too much and can refuel at each stop. At later pit stops, we'll even have pickle juice.
Sarah, did you just say pickle juice?
That's right. Pickle juice can help prevent and stop muscle cramping by replenishing sodium and electrolytes.
Sounds delicious. And it's not just fuel you're going to want to be concerned about, but you want to stay on top of your hydration. The longer you're riding, the more you sweat, the more fluid you're going to need to take in. Aim to drink every 15 minutes or a bottle an hour. We have lots of great food and drink options for everyone to keep you well fueled and hydrated all weekend long.
Now that you know what to expect leading up to ride weekend and what you need to do, we want to talk about safety on ride weekend itself. Remember that we're going to have thousands of riders with varying skills and abilities, and for some riders, they may do cycling races, and for other riders, this may be their very first time cycling in a group. And so to make sure everyone feels safe, Candace is going to walk you through what you need to look out for on ride weekend.
Thank you, Nor. If you've already done online check-in, you have already seen the safety video, and if you have not yet completed it, make sure you take note because the Ride to Conquer Cancer's #1 priority is your safety. We want to remind all riders that this is a ride and not a race, so always be aware of your surroundings while riding and adhering to the stop signs and traffic lights. Please do not use your cell phone while riding and wait until the next pit stop to pull over and answer your phone. Ride predictably and within the designated routes, such as if you plan on stopping, slow down well in advance and use hand signals to let other riders know. If you plan on accelerating or see a hazard on the road, make sure you call that out to other riders. As best as possible, ride in single file line and maintain a safe distance away from the person in front of you. If you need to pass a fellow rider, do so responsibly and safely, paying attention to all of your surroundings. Helmets are mandatory and every rider will receive a wristband with the emergency number on it so that sweep vehicles and assistance are there for you. But if you do happen to get in a serious accident, the #1 thing to do is call 911. For our new riders, we do not go onto any highways, so we ride on streets that are safe as possible, and we have police at all major intersections. We have moto safety and bike techs en route as well. We encourage all experienced riders to help mentor and support our new riders en route so we can all enjoy the ride together.
Thank you so much, Candace, for making sure that we're all going to be safe on ride weekend. Now, we would be remiss if we did not talk about the reason why we ride, and that is to raise critical funds for cancer research at the Princess Margaret Cancer Center. So, if you have not started fundraising, it is not too late. If you've already fundraised and you've hit your goal, increase that goal. We still have until August 8th with a deferred self-pledge for you to meet your minimum, and we have lots of incredible ideas for you to overachieve on your minimum. So Candace is going to be joined by Sydney, and they're going to talk about some fundraising tips and resources. Over to you, Sydney and Candace.
Thanks, Nor. First off, we want to remind everyone that the ride is an individual fundraising event. Even if you are on a team, you are required to meet the fundraising minimum assigned to the route you are riding. Those who are registered for Ride Your Way have no fundraising minimum. However, this is because you are a virtual participant riding your own route on your own time. Some helpful tips we encourage you to try include posting your fundraising link on all your social media outlets, such as LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. This will expand your audience immensely. Unfortunately, most people have been impacted by cancer, so you'd be surprised by who and how many people are willing to donate. Many people in your network likely want to give back, however, they may not be sure where to donate. Your fundraising efforts for the ride gives them a meaningful way to support an important cause. Consider submitting a self-donation to set the tone for how much you want people to contribute. If you submit a $100 donation yourself, the next person who comes onto your page who may have been planning to donate $50 is likely to follow your lead and will be inspired to give more. Consider creating a QR code of your fundraising page and hang it in the wall of your office or set it as your phone background. This makes it easy to bring up the ride in conversation and makes your fundraising page easily accessible to your donors. Along with these tips, we have many available resources for you to help collect funds from your donors.
Thanks, Sid. We have many resources available when you sign up, like your own easy-to-use participant page to help share your reasons for riding and track donations. We find that those who customize their fundraising pages with pictures and their reason why typically have more fundraising success. You can also consider setting up automatic monthly donations either to your fundraising page or another rider's. Also, check with your HR team to see if your workplace has any giving platforms, for example, Benevity. Workplace giving pledges are a great way to kickstart your fundraising.
Be sure to go to our workplace giving section of our website to fill out our required form to ensure that your pledges are allocated to your fundraising page. If you receive a check from a donor, it can be mailed in and posted to your fundraising page, but be sure to send it in with a completed offline donation form. These can be found on our website, or our ride guides are happy to provide them to you.
Thank you, Sydney and Candace. That was amazing, and I cannot wait for us to hit our collective goal of $20 million raised for this 17th ride. And a lot of our riders overachieve on those goals that they have set. A lot of our riders have been fundraising for years and years, and you may be one of them. So we want to make sure that you are recognized on Ride Weekend and in various other ways. So Sarah and Stephen are going to be talking about all the different 2024 reward programs and how you can participate in them. Over to you, Sarah and Stephen.
Thanks, Noor. And now we'll talk about our 2024 ride rewards. In addition to the awesome jersey that you saw Noor modeling, riders will also receive arm patches that'll stick to the side of your jersey, 2024 ride bracelets, and sticker decals. To commemorate our ride ambassadors, we have different patches for each level, from bronze to platinum, as well as custom ambassador bracelets and stickers. These can be worn over Ride Weekend, stuck to your water bottle, your bike, or your laptop to support the ride all year round. We'll also have patches to commemorate different milestones this year. That includes our first-year riders, our 17-year riders that have been with us since the beginning, cancer survivors, and we have an official ride patch for all those riders that fall in between. For those of you who haven't received your kits yet, or those of you who have raised more since receiving your kit in the mail, you can come to collect your patches or exchange anything at our early pickup days from Wednesday, June 5th until Friday, June 7th, or the morning before the ride. What else can we expect to see, Stephen?
Thanks, Sarah. We also have hammer vests for riders doing the hammer route and committing to an additional 60 kilometers in the first day of the ride. And those hammer riders also fundraise $4,000. So we also have a milestone program for those who do 5, 10, and 15 years of the ride. And I'll show you each of them now. First, our gold helmet. And secondly, our platinum helmet for 10 years. And lastly, our diamond helmet.
Bike safety never looks so good.
Thanks, Sarah. And now back to you, Noor.
Thank you so much, Stephen and Sarah. I can't wait to see all the different colored helmets on the ride and see what different patches people have on their left arm. Now Ryan's going to come back and talk about different ride promotions. Over to you, Ryan.
My name is Ryan Bailey. I am the AVP of our cycling programs, including, of course, the Ride to Conquer Cancer here at the Princess Margaret. You will know through many communications that we have sent over the last few weeks and months that this year we have a very, as Steve Merker would call it, big, hairy, audacious goal at the ride to secure $20 million raised and hit that $300 million raised mark since inception of the ride in 2008. And I just want to take a minute and thank a number of our supporters for helping us reach that goal. There are a lot of people who have contributed, rallied, got involved, increased their support over the last several months, and I want to give them a very special shout out. First, I want to thank our corporate partners, 3 of which also have big ride teams in the event. To RBC, long-standing supporter, to a new supporter in J&J Jansen, involved this year for the first time, a number of volunteers, corporate sponsorship support, as well as a big ride team. And of course to CIBC, who joined us last year for the first time on the ride and has been heavily involved, both supporting the event and then our training ride held just a month or so ago as well. So thank you to our big
corporate partners. I also want to thank our match partners. So for those riders out there who took advantage of our Les Domestiques match campaigns this year, there have been 3 sponsored by Les Domestiques, and in large part due to the success and support of our honorary chair, Sam Seif. Sam has rallied his network, his community, and of course, Les Domestiques to bring in nearly $1 million that we could then use for matching programs this year, both through our first 2 match campaigns held in the spring, and then the Kilo Club, brand new program, the Kilo Club, for the ride this year, sponsored by Les Domestiques, cyclists who serve. And they have served our event a great deal this year and in years past as well. They do great work in the community, and we are thrilled to have them a part of what we do. I also want to thank the Kilo Club members. We had over 1,100 riders qualify for the Kilo Club this year, securing a donation of at least $1,000. Phenomenal job. Thank you to those of you who went out, secured an additional donation, went above and beyond, and asked that donor in your community to give you just a little more than they may have given the year prior and get us one step closer to hitting that elusive $20 million raised mark. We have 2 more match partners. The Nanji Family Foundation returned to sponsor a match for our UHN team riders this year, and the Odette Family Foundation, Lou, Odette, and family coming in with a match campaign as well. But even if you didn't qualify for a match, each and every rider listening to this call has been an incredible contributor to helping us ensure we hit our elusive target. And I know there's many of you that would be listening to this who recruited an extra rider this year, raised a couple $100 more, spread the word to your network, friends, and family, and was a real advocate and ambassador for the ride. Thank you. We are nearly 1,000 riders more this year than we were last year, and each and every one of you has contributed to that success. Another major contributor, long-standing partner of ours is KPMG. KPMG has sponsored in a number of different capacities, also has a very, very big ride team, having cracked the 100 rider mark this year, and has been with us since inception in 2008. I now want to welcome Kristen Noble on the call. Kristen has helped our team develop what is a new program for this year, the KPMG Next Gen Riders Program. And this is a really, really important program to us. This is getting our 30 and under age group of riders involved with the ride, many of which for the first time, and helping them exceed their fundraising targets. Thank you, KPMG. Thank you to Kristen for your leadership. And now to share a bit more about the program, Kristen Noble.
Hi riders, it's Kristen Noble here from Team KPMG. I'm the team's co-captain as well as annual Ride to Conquer Cancer ambassador. KPMG is the proud sponsor of the KPMG Next Gen program this year. This program encourages riders ages 30 and under to sign up, participate, fundraise with a little boost, and get involved in such a great community event. As a firm, KPMG is committed to providing opportunities for young individuals to grow, learn, and make an impact. Look forward to seeing you ride weekend.
Thank you so much, Kristen and Ryan. That was fantastic. So, throughout this video, we have shared a lot of information with you. So if you need to replay a segment for future reference, please remember that the timestamps are available for you underneath this video. And if you have any questions about Ride Weekend, logistics, or everything in between, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can connect with us through email, phone, or directly on the Ride website through a live chat. All of our contact information is on the screen and available for you right now. And if you captain a team and you have overarching questions to support your entire team, please don't hesitate to reach out directly to me and I would be happy to support you. Can't wait to see you all on the road. Ride on.